Okay. I think we are live, and I don't think my thing is working. I don't think my camera is working. It's supposed to put whatever's on my screen at you guys. I'm trying something new today. Good morning, guys. Good morning. I need to go to my page and just have a see if we are live or we're not live. Hold on one second. Coming right up here. Hold on. Bear with me. I'm so sorry. Okay, it says we're live. It says we're live, guys. Wow, this is great. But you can't see me at all. Hold on one second. Let me see what's going on here. I have to figure out. Okay. Why is it doing this? Okay. How do I get... Hold on one second. I need to figure out how to get my camera back up. Ah, there I am. But what I want to do is I want it to show my camera settings. Multi-stream, streaming settings. Camera settings. Mirror, frontal camera. Continuous autofocus, camera orientation. Okay, it said it was supposed to do the screen. Okay, so if I turn you around, you're gonna see that I'm at this beautiful, beautiful location that I love so much, and it's not showing again. Okay, hold on one second. All right. Okay, I'm gonna turn around. Let me see. I'm gonna turn the phone around. Okay, guys. We are definitely closer than we have ever been before. We haven't frozen, right? Yay! All right, can you guys see? Let me see. I wish it would zoom in better. Can you guys see this beautiful location? See over here, there's like this waterfall. All right, so, okay. We're getting there. We are getting there. You probably can't see the waterfall. Let me... Oh, yeah. See the waterfall? Okay. Now, let me just get this bit. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Okay, we are getting there. And put... Okay, we're almost there. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. Okay, so this has to go this way. This has to go this way. And it has to go that way. All right, guys. So, once again, Google has made it a little tricky for us to... This has to go this way a little bit so you can see better. All right. Google has made it tricky for us to... YouTube and Google working together has made it tricky. Which way does this have to go? I think it still has to go this way. Unbelievably. Let me see. Okay. Can I have to go that way? All right. That way seems to be making it worse. So it needs to go this way more. Okay. That's good. It's pretty good. Can I go this way a little tiny bit? All right. We got to wait for the stream to catch up. Give me 2 seconds. We are getting there, guys. We're getting there. Okay, so now you can see me. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Yep. Let's see if this is good. So we're back to the mirror again this morning, guys. Ah, you can see me. Yay. Okay. All right. Good morning. I can't believe this worked. So, I have done lots of talking to Gemini AI and trying to figure out a way to make this work, because I've been trying to use the director's cut on my phone. I have a phone that has a setting called director's cut, and that's, you see that in a lot of the shorts that I post, because I love that director's cut. It allows me to see on the camera, it does both screens at once, so you can see me and whatever I'm looking at. So the whole time that I've been wanting to do this stream, I have been thinking that would be great if I could use the director's cut until we get YouTube Studios working. That would really be fantastic. But I've tried Prism Live, I've tried Streamlabs, I've tried so many different apps to try and get us to that point where I don't have to use this camera and that this mirror here, and I can just go live and you can see both all at once, and that would be fantastic, right? However, nothing is working. So today we are using Streamlab to send out the broadcast. So we are getting a little tiny bit more high tech here by the second. Okay, I don't know. Oh, that's not helping at all. It needs to go this way maybe. Let's see. Okay. Good morning, everyone who will watch the replay. Good morning. Oh man, I don't know which way we're doing here. We gotta let the stream catch up so I can see if you can actually see me or not. Ah, now you can see me. There I am. Good. And look at this, guys. I don't know if you can see how green it is here. Okay? I talked briefly the other day about the colors of heaven that I see. And so I talked a little bit about the blue, heaven's blue that I see, that I saw during my near-death experience. And the other color that I see in the world around me now that is new to me is heaven's green. So, heaven's green is here at this park. I love it. And so, I thought I'd come by today and I would show you this place that I love. This is a spot that I love to hang out. Like I mentioned before, you can't see it now because the mirror's in the way, but it does have a beautiful water fountain. And so that's fantastic. And the water is flowing. And when I can have the windows open, you can hear it. You can hear the water. It's just beautiful. I just love being here. Okay, so I'm loving sharing my spots with you too. All right, so here we are. Everything has worked. It should have the proper thumbnail. It should have the proper description. Yay. I'm so excited. Okay, so today what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about that picture that I posted as a tease yesterday. So we have been talking about people and people's actions and how they affect us, and also how our actions affect other people. So thankfully, look, it's 10:43 and we are actually on time. We are doing this. This is so great. We're making progress, guys. This is progress. Okay, so let's rewind just really fast. Now here's where we're going to totally derail ourselves, right? I'm just like, yay, we got here. And now we're going to totally derail. Okay, so who am I? I am nobody of value that you should listen to. Okay? I am not a counselor. I do not have a degree in psychology. I do have a bachelor's degree. It is not in psychology. It is in deaf culture, so to work with people who cannot hear, and also in Christian education, a double whammy there. So I have taken a few psychology courses, and I love psychology. I'm actually thinking about going back to school and learning more about psychology and possibly getting a degree in psychology, getting my master's in psychology. So that's something that I am considering. But at this moment, I have no credentials that would verify that you should listen to me and listen to what I say, which is actually really great, because that means I am just an average Joe, like all of you that are watching. And it means that when I'm coming to you, I'm not coming to you from way up here somewhere. I am coming to you as a peer, as a friend, as someone who has been through literally hell and back and has something that, a little bit of understanding about what it feels like to be in moments of pain and moments where your world is collapsing around you. And I know what that feels like, to feel alone, and I don't want anyone to feel that way. Okay? So the whole point of this channel, Caring Connections with Faith, welcome to it. The whole point of this channel is to have a platform where we start building. Stream after stream, short after short, post after post, we are building together a community, a safe place where people can run when they are hurting, when they are in pain, when they are going through stuff. This is what we're doing here. We're creating that place of safety where people can show up as they are and hang out for an hour and just know that people are there for them and with them on their journey. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. And I can tell you right up front that I am not great at all this live streaming. I do have another YouTube channel that's called The Broken Hearted Homesteader that I started once I had my heart attack. And I've been doing that channel for like 4 years now. And that channel is almost to 500 subscribers. Woohoo! See, so I'm not in this for subscribers. I'm not in this for money. None of that really, in the grand scheme of life, is important to me. What is important are people. People matter to me so much. And if there's anything that I can do to be helpful and supportive and connecting and kind, that's what I want to do. That's the whole point of me being here. That's it. Full stop, right? Full stop. Okay. So that's what we're doing here. My name is Faith. It really is. It's not just something fun I put on my earrings. It really is. Okay. So now we've said all that. Let's move on. So hopefully, if I put the thing up just a tiny bit more, let's see. Sorry. It's that type A part of me that comes out, and I'm really done so much work to kind of like work through that type A-ness and really kind of simmer down and relax and be able to just go with the flow. But it just, you know, sometimes it just rears its ugly head still, and I have to just go with it. Okay, so here we are. We are by the river, and we're having a good day. I will tell you, as one human being to another, that my life on my end, in case you were wondering, is not perfect. Far from it, actually. Right now, I am going through a bunch of stuff. Last night, I was so tired, and I went to my mom and my dad's house real briefly to pick up something. And I walked in, I wasn't loving and kind. I was like complaining because I was waiting on an Amazon delivery that I had delivered to their house, and I was so tired, guys. It was like 8 o'clock at night, almost 8, and I was so exhausted. So just a few things that are going on in my life. Okay, so first, I have 2 friends, very good friends, that are in the hospital right now. One is very seriously ill. She's in ICU, and a huge shout out to Maria, because Maria has been a long-time friend. I met her probably 6 or 7 years ago, and she is amazing. She's an amazing human being, and she is not doing well right now. And I am praying and hoping and pulling for her that she is going to pull through this and come back stronger than ever, because I miss her greatly, and I miss her having the energy that she used to, and just, you know, her being able to smile and enjoy life instead of you know, like she's been so exhausted, and her journey has been very, very tough, and it's been hard to be her friend and watch her have to go through all that suffering. Anyway, so that's one thing that I have on my plate right now. Okay, that's one. 2, so 2 friends in the hospital, and then 2, I have to just be real and honest, but I have been in a relationship for the past 2 years, almost 2 years, and that relationship has now taken an unexpected detour, and I don't know where it's headed. It could be headed to its end, which, you know, I believe that everything happens for a reason, and I have to be open to whatever God has for my life. And so if that's the case, that's the case. So 2 friends in the hospital, relationship ended, in theory, right? Ended. Okay, so that's 2 big, huge things to deal with. And then I took my daughter to camp on Sunday, which is a really great thing. It's a really great thing. But, you know, also hard for my mama's heart. She's there, and she had mixed feelings about being there, and she isn't allowed to have her phone. So I have no idea how she's doing, if she's okay, none of that. So we are just, you know, kind of hanging on by our bootstraps and hoping and praying that she is doing great and having a great time, and she will get over all of her things, that it's not going to be fun, and that she's not going to make any friends, and all of those things. So a huge shout out to my daughter Emma, who is away at camp and hopefully having a blast for the next week. Okay, so yeah, that's a bunch of stuff for me to be dealing with today. If you are in the chat and watching and wanted to say hello, that would be so great. Maybe you want to share something that is really hard in your life right now, because all of us have stuff. Even when life appears to be going great, there's always something that is going to be challenging, because if life was just smooth sailing all the time, then it wouldn't really be where we learn, right? We learn best in those hard times. And I am becoming more and more thankful for the hard times. Really, really thankful for the hard times. Okay, so I want to give you just a quick update before we talk about the alien that was on the airplane, that story that I posted yesterday. So before we talk about that, I want to give you a quick update. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Okay, so I went to Five Below, like I said in this stream the other day, and I bought some headphones, just like I said I was going to. I started out small. I only bought 1 pair. Okay, so 1 pair of headphones. I bought them, I don't know, maybe Thursday or Friday. I have to look and see when that video was taken. Anyway, so I bought the headphones, okay? And I had an opportunity to try and give them to someone. As you can see, I still have them. So obviously I didn't give them away. My experiment was not all the way successful, but it was partially successful, and I am going to count it a win because of the fact that I'll tell you the story real quick. What happened? I was at Burger King. Maybe it was Friday or Saturday. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm at Burger King, and I went there because, why? Panera is very loud. The music is very loud in Panera, and I'm not sure why I didn't go to the library. Anyway, I decided to go to Panera. So I went to Panera. I went to Burger King, sorry. I'm in Burger King. I have everything. Like my bag, I have my laptop, I have everything. I'm there. I'm trying to get some work done and set up some stuff. And this lady, I wonder if I can, I guess I can't pull her picture and put it in here. I don't know if I can put pictures in the chat or not. Let me just try. Let me see if I can do it. No, I can't. I don't think you can put pictures in the chat. Okay, so that's okay. I'll figure it out and I will put it in the comments later. I'll add it later. So I'm at Burger King. I'm sitting there minding my own business like I normally am. And this lady comes in. She has two gentlemen with her. And they are both disabled. And it looks like to me that she is their caregiver. And that's cool. Okay, so she gets them their lunch and they sit down and they start eating. And then, like within 5 minutes of them sitting down to eat, her cell phone rings. Here we go. Okay, so the cell phone rings and she puts it on speakerphone in the middle of Burger King. And this lady's voice is lovely to listen to. It's just very, very loud. Loud, loud, loud. Okay, so she has one phone call, and then she has two phone calls, and then she has a third phone call. I think, without trying to eavesdrop, you can't help but notice that I think she's trying to buy a house. And I get it, you know, like she's got stuff she's got to get done. She's at work. She's still trying to get her life together. I totally get it. Okay. So the first phone call happens and I kind of give her like, make eye contact out of the corner of my eye. And she gives me a dirty look and goes on with her conversation. So now my heart starts pounding. I'm like, okay, we got choices now, right? Am I going to do the bagpipes? Am I going to be Canadian and ask her to just be quiet? Am I going to try my headphones, right? And I'm really, really nervous because like I don't know how this headphone thing is going to go. So I take my headphones. After the third conversation, I had my headphones. These headphones, I had them on, guys. I had the volume on my laptop set to 70. These aren't, I shouldn't be able to hear her conversation. Anyway, I take my little headphones and I walk over there and I show her the headphones and I say, I have had these headphones in my computer bag and I noticed that you didn't have any and I wondered if you want them because they're extra and I'm happy to share them with you. And when I first approached her, she looked very guarded. And then she said, oh, thank you, sweetie. But, she said, but he can't use them. And she points to the disabled gentleman that's beside her. What? This wasn't about him. It had nothing to do with him. Oh my gosh. I couldn't believe she was going to blame it on him. The loud phone call was his fault? No. Okay. But that's what she did. And so I said, oh, okay. Thank you. I just thought I'd offer in case you needed them. And I walked back to my table. Okay. Thinking, okay, so that was kind of a fail. There was nothing more I could do in this situation. And here's the amazing part, guys. Here's what happened, right? Literally, I sit down. I'm going back to work. And her phone rings again. Here is the amazing thing. Don't you know, she hits answer the phone and she doesn't put it on speakerphone. She doesn't. She brings the phone up to her ear and she talks softly, guys, softly. So the message, my heart went out, and it was treated with some kind of kindness back. Oh my gosh, I could not believe it. I almost fell off the chair right in Burger King, right onto the floor, because I was so shocked. I couldn't believe it. Really? Okay, and I got to keep the headphones, right? So that's a win all the way around. So now I have the headphones and I can go do that again, right? Maybe people will take them and maybe they won't. I don't know, but I have them and it worked. This first time was like validation for me to keep going. So I'm going to keep going. And if by some chance you happen to see this on the replay or whatever, and you wanted to be part of my experiment, that would be so great. We're gonna just buy one pair of headphones at a time because that's what I can afford. If you wanted to put in $5 because you believe in what we're trying to do here, and that would buy another pair of headphones, that would be so great. The link to the tip jar where you could do that is pasted on the stream, and it's also in the description of the broadcast. So if you're watching the replay, then you can see it there. Okay, so that's my update, and I'm so excited. It really worked. I chose a different path. There's always a solution. I tell my daughter that all the time. Life throws stuff at us, and it's going to seem overwhelming. It's going to seem like we've hit a brick wall, and that is simply not the case. It's never the case. Never. There's always a solution. No matter what you're going through today, I promise you, there is a solution. Sometimes it's not the solution that we want. Obviously, it was not the solution that I wanted for my almost 2-year relationship to take a nosedive. I didn't want that. I don't love that it happened by any means. I really haven't slept now in a few days because, you know, when you're in a relationship and you're sleeping beside someone every night and then all of a sudden they're not there, it's hard. It's an adjustment. It's definitely an adjustment. So I'm still trying to figure out the whole sleep thing. So you're getting the sleep deprived version of me today. Okay, so hopefully the sleep deprived version is still okay with you guys. All right, so here we are. We're at the river and we are going to talk about some stuff today, and what I put in the teas yesterday and the picture that is in the thumbnail for today is a story again that I found on Facebook. And again, these stories just keep falling in my lap. I'm not going to search for them. I promise you, I am not searching for them. They are being brought to my attention, and that's it. So when I see them, I'm like, oh man, that totally is exactly what we've been talking about. So we're going to read the story today about the alien on the plane. All right. So I have it right here. I have everything. I got all my ducks in a row, and I just prayed that they would stay there, right? Ducks, I need you to stay still and behave yourselves. So, okay, so it looks like the ducks are in the row, and here is the Facebook story. And it's the Facebook, I guess, contributor, because they're not really like a person, right? It's a Gate 43 stories. So it's a I don't know. It's PTSD again. I don't know what they're called. Content creator. Let's say that. They post different stories about what happens to them on the airplane. So here is their story. It was posted on June the 5th. I can actually put a link to the story. Copy. Let's do that. Okay, here we go. Paste. Here's the link to the story. There you go. So you can read along, or you can go back and you can read it at another time. I won't try and copy and paste the whole thing because it is long. And I get it if you don't want to hang around for the whole thing, but I'm telling you, it is so hilarious. It is worth the listen. So let's get started. Here we go. All right. We start with the woman in 12A put on a red LED beauty mask in the middle of a dark cabin. And for about 7 seconds, half the plane believed we had a demon in economy. Not a rude passenger, not turbulence, a glowing red demon with a neck pillow. It's really, really funny. I love this story. It's perfect. This happened on a Delta red-eye from Los Angeles to Atlanta, which already felt like a flight designed by people who hate sleep. The person who's writing the story says, I was in seat 12C, the aisle seat. 12B was a man in a business shirt who fell asleep before pushback and stayed folded forward like a broken lawn chair. So this guy that's in 12C, he is a great writer. Okay? All right. So 12B is the businessman. 12A was a woman in her 30s. Very calm, very prepared, very, I have a skincare routine and you will respect it. She boarded with a tote bag, a silk eye mask, a tiny pouch of creams, a water bottle with time markers on it, and the energy of someone who had survived airport lightning before. At first, nothing strange happened. We took off, the cabin lights dimmed, people settled in, someone across the aisle started snoring in Morse code. The plane became the weird red-eye world where everyone is either asleep, pretending to sleep, or silently questioning every life choice that led them to a 12:40 a.m. departure. Here it comes. Here we come. Here's the funny part. It's coming right up. Okay? So, here's what happened. Then, 12A opened her tote bag very quietly. She took out a small mirror. Fine. She took out some lip balm. Fine. She took out a moisturizer. Fine. Still fine. Then she took out a white plastic face mask with tiny eye holes. Not a sheet mask, not cucumber spa day, a hard shelled LED face mask. It looked like something a villain removes before revealing his final plan. I watched her plug it into a battery pack. Me. Oh no! She placed it over her face and clicked the button. And her entire face lit up bright red. Bright red. Glowing through the dark cabin like a warning light from a haunted spaceship. Can you imagine? Can you imagine being on that flight? Oh my gosh. It's midnight. You have to get to wherever you're going, right? The plane was going to Atlanta. And this woman has this glowing red face mask on now. People are trying to sleep. Okay, so let's continue with the story. The man in 12B opened his eyes, saw her, and made a sound I have never heard from a businessman. Ugh! He jerked back so hard that his tray table popped open. 12A turned toward him slowly, which didn't help, because now the red mask was facing him directly. 12B, Jesus! 12A lifted one finger to her mouth area, but the mask had no mouth, so it looked like a robot asking him to keep a secret. Across the aisle, the woman in 12D woke up. 12D said, "What is that?" I answered, "Skincare, I think." 12B said, "That is not skincare. That is a final boss." A kid in 13F, so behind them, leans into the aisle, saw the glowing red mask, and whispered to his mom, "Mom, this plane has a robot lady." His mom opened one eye, then both, and said, "Oh my God!" Now people were waking up, not all at once, in waves, like the red glow was spreading confusion, row by row by row. I don't know. What do you think of the story so far? I think it's hilarious. I think it's such a good way to use humor to communicate something. Okay, so now at this point in the story, we have row 12 is totally in it now. Now we're going out. 13, the boy in 13 has woken up his mother now. Okay, so let's see what happens next. Row 11 turned around to look. Row 13 leaned forward. A man in 14C, 14, lifted his sleep mask and immediately regretted having vision. 14C said, "Why is she glowing?" 12A removes one earbud very calmly and says, "It's red light therapy." 12B says, "For your face or for signaling aircraft?" I said, "It is very bright." 12A says, "Well, it's on low." Everyone paused, because if that was low, none of us were ready emotionally for high. The flight attendant came down the aisle because several people had pressed their call buttons. She stopped at row 12. She looked at 12A, looked at the glowing mask, and said, with the kind of calm that only flight attendants have, "Ma'am, is your face charging?" That broke row 12 completely. 12A laughed inside the mask, which made the red light shake. 12B leaned away. "Please don't make it stronger." The flight attendant asked, "Is this medical equipment?" 12A said, "No, a beauty device." The flight attendant, "Does it have an airplane mode?" I said, "Her face is already on airplane mode." The flight attendant gave me a look that said she's not paid enough to enjoy that joke, but she did, a little. 12A reached for the button. "I can turn it off." But she pressed the wrong button, guys. The mask changed from solid red to pulsing red now. Slow, bright, dark, bright, dark, bright, like an emergency alarm with pores. The kid in F13F gasped, "It's breathing!" 12B said, "Nope." He grabbed his blanket and he pulled it up to his chin like that would protect him from some skincare technology. The flight attendant gently said, "Let's go ahead and turn off the haunted setting." 12A said, Sorry. She pressed another button. Now the mask changed to blue, deep blue. Suddenly, she looked less like a demon and now like a sad aquarium ghost. 12D said, "Oh no, she's underwater." 14C said, "I prefer red. At least red has a purpose." 12A finally turned off the device. The whole cabin instantly got darker. Peace returned. Kind of. The flight attendant smiled. Thank you. You're welcome to use it later if it doesn't disturb other passengers. 12B says, define later. The flight attendant said, maybe not during the sleep portion of our horror film. 12A took off the mask. She was laughing now. Her actual face looked completely normal. Very nice skin, honestly. Annoyingly good skin for someone who had just activated a nightclub emergency beacon at 34,000 feet. 12A said, I'm so sorry. I use it on long flights. I didn't realize it looked that scary. 12B said, ma'am, I saw my childhood. I said, your skin does really look great though. She said, thank you. 12B said, that's how you get it. The flight attendant walked away, but not before turning back and saying, if we need to guide the plane in, we'll call you. For the next 20 minutes, nobody in rows 11 through 14 fully went back to sleep. Every time 12A reached into her bag, 3 people watched her. She pulled out hand cream. 12B whispered, is that gonna light up too? She pulled out a face mist. 12B leaned back. Absolutely not. 12A said, it's just mist. 12B said, that's what the mask said. She sprayed one tiny mist onto her face. Unfortunately, the air vent caught it. The mist drifted across 12B. He flinched like he was being baptized against his will. 12B said, I've been moisturized. The kid behind us whispered, robot lady got him. His mom said, please go back to sleep. He said, I can't. There's lore now. Eventually, everyone calmed down. 12A put the LED mask back in her tote bag. 12B watched it disappear like someone making sure a snake was going back in its cage. Then she pulled out a regular black sleep mask. Soft, normal, and not glowing. 12B looked relieved. Thank you. For what? 12A asked. For choosing peace. About an hour later, I woke up because the plane hit a small patch of turbulence. Not bad, just enough to shake drinks and wake up a few people. From the window seat, 12A was asleep. Normal sleep mask on, blanket tucked, peaceful. But 12B was awake, staring at her tote bag under the seat. You okay? I whispered. 12B whispered back, I don't trust that bag. I almost laughed loud enough to cause a second incident. When we started descending into Atlanta, the flight attendant came by for our trash. She looked at 12A. How's our skincare passenger? 12A, retired for the flight. Flight attendant asked, and the mask? 12B said, contained. The flight attendant said, good, we appreciate your service. After landing, everyone stood immediately because apparently human beings believe standing in the aisle summon the jet bridge faster. As we waited, the kid from 13F leaned forward. Can I see that robot mask? 12A smiled and pulled it halfway out of the bag. Not turned on, just enough. The kid looked amazed. Cool. It's not cool at night, 12B said. Fair, said 12A. At the door, the flight attendant said goodbye to everyone. When 12A walked past, she said, safe travels. May your skin be hydrated and your battery fully off. 12A laughed. 12B walked past her. The flight attendant looked at him and said, you survived. 12B said barely. And honestly, I respect a skincare routine. I respect hydration. I respect people doing what they need to do after a red eye from Las Vegas. But if your beauty device makes an entire airplane briefly wonder whether we have entered a sci-fi thriller, maybe warn the row first. Because somewhere over Tennessee, one woman's red light therapy became the most dramatic cabin lighting Delta never approved. Travel tip: moisturize, hydrate, protect your skin. But if your face mask glows in the dark, the passengers deserve a briefing. So there you have it. There you have it. That's my story for today, and I am sticking to it. Okay, so what do you guys think? I need a drink. Give me 1 second. Let's get some water. My water needs a little bit of ice. It's not so cold today. Okay. Okay, so that was the story. I would love it, love it, love it if you would connect with me. I want this channel to be all about connection. So if you have thoughts about the story, was the woman in the right, in the wrong, somewhere in between? What are your thoughts? If you are seeing the replay, please just take a second and leave a comment so that we can talk about it. Because that's the whole point of the channel, is to talk and build community. And you can't do that without conversation and communication. So here we are, thinking about what it would be like to be sitting on that plane. Can you imagine being 12B? Oh my gosh. If I was on that airplane and I knew, maybe he had to go to work in the morning, right? He's a businessman. He probably had to go to work. And now he's on this plane, he's sitting beside this lady, and she has freaked him out so badly with her behavior. Some might say with her inconsideration, that he's gotten no sleep the whole night. And he has to go to work in the morning, right? And it was fun, you know, some of the other people, and it ended up in a lighthearted, fun manner. And so, you know, all's well that ends well. But is it all well? That's the question here. Is it all well? It sure wasn't all well for that businessman. I can tell you that with 100% certainty. His day, the next day, was probably so much harder because she chose to think about herself in that moment and didn't think about anyone else around her, right? So that's what we talked about on Thursday, was social invalidation. Sorry, 1 second. I was just checking something around me. So she chose that moment, and probably she didn't even think about it. Obviously, like she took it good-naturedly, she put it away eventually, so it worked out, right? But it's just something she's always done. I don't know why she's never had that reaction from anybody else before, but you would think that people would be freaking out anytime that was happening on a late night flight like that, when people need to sleep. Okay, so I wonder what we do that is very similar to that. What do we do that is like a big glowing red mask to people around us that need peace and calm? And, you know, like, I'm sure that we all do it. I know we all do it. I'm 100% confident. And I am also almost 100% confident that we do it inadvertently. We don't want to do it. We don't mean to do it. It just happens because we're human, and because we're inherently selfish, etc., etc. You know? And because it takes effort to think about others. It takes effort. And it's a conscious choice. It's something that we actually have to think about and process and make a concerted effort at doing, right? There's times when I do it, especially like if I'm driving and something happens that I get a little distracted. Maybe I have some music on, or maybe I'm looking at another driver down the road and I'm not really paying attention, and my foot eases up on the gas ever so slightly. And all of a sudden, before I know it, I'm driving so slow and everybody behind me is stuck, right? That's a perfect example where I didn't mean to. I was doing something else. I wasn't meaning purposely to make all their days late, you know, make them late for work, blah, 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 whatever they're doing. It just happened. I just took my foot off the gas a little bit. And that is the whole point here. Where do we take our foot off the gas and start coasting through life and not paying attention to what is happening around us, right? On my other channel, The Brokenhearted Homesteader, I talk a lot about ripples. I love ripples. And you can see, if you look super, super, super close, you can see in the lake. Let me see if I can get you there. Right there. In the lake, you can see the ripples that are coming from the fountain. And that's exactly what happens in our life. Every time we do something, it's a law of physics, right? I'm not a scientist, but it's a law that each action has an equal and opposite reaction. So the fountain is doing its thing there, and as it pushes the water out, it's then rippling out until I can see ripples down around the corner. I can see ripples way down there past the tree. I'm hoping I'm pointing in the right direction because the stream lags on my end. So I'm hoping that you can see, but all the way down to the curve, as far as you can see, in real life, I can see those ripples way down there. And that's massive, right? And maybe sometimes our ripples are tiny, but maybe sometimes, let's say, just an example that I can think of out of the corner of off the top of my head. Let's say you do something that causes a minor inconvenience or annoyance for someone else. That person then, instead of having the great day that they were having, now feels a little bit of annoyance. Let's say that person then encounters a store clerk, or encounters a coworker, or encounters whoever, right? And their annoyance now that they have felt because of you is passed on to the next person they meet. And then that person is now annoyed. And the ripple continues and continues and continues. And then they go home and they're annoyed, right? And then maybe their family, their kids, their spouse, everyone else is affected by that ripple. Because that's what ripples do. They just keep going and going and going and going. Yeah. But on the plus side, guys, we can do something about it. We can do something different. There's always a solution. And what is that solution? The solution is to start thinking about it. That's all it's going to take. It's so simple. If we just start thinking about it and make a conscious choice to wonder, how are my actions affecting other people? Like, we can change the world here, guys. This is incredible. This is such an amazing opportunity. I was just talking to, who was I talking to the other day? Oh, someone at the camp about the fact that we as parents, I am a parent. I am guilty of this my own self. I totally get it. I can do a better job of teaching my kids consideration, right? We talked about inconsiderate people. So we as parents need to start when they're so young, so young. How can we be considerate? How can we put others ahead of our own selfish wants and desires? If we can start that ripple at that age and start and constantly be building, that they get to the point where it's just automatic for them, right? We could start a whole new generation of people that are kind and considerate and community focused. How amazing would that be? That would be so great, in my mind anyway. So, two things. We have a choice. In every moment, we have a choice. Again, you guys watched me do it on that live stream. A week ago, you watched me do it in real time. A person was sending me texts that what I was putting out there, that I have worked so hard and thought about and prayed about and like was putting my heart out there for the whole world to see. And I get these texts that, you know, what you're doing is bullshit. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that on the live stream. Okay, and that it's garbage, right? And I'm getting hit by that invalidation. And in that moment, I have a choice. I mentioned this already. I have a choice. I can choose to hurl back. Yeah, well, what do you know, right? Who are you to say anything to me? I'm trying to do something positive here. I could say all of that stuff. And that is not the choice that I wanted to make, because that was not the loving and kind choice. And I really try to live my life thinking purposefully about being loving and kind. And that's what you heard me say on the stream. Loving and kind, because I say it out loud. It's just a gentle reminder that that's how I want to live my life. So that's what we're doing. We're purposely trying to keep a thought and a harness on our own actions so that those actions can be a positive ripple instead of a negative one. And sometimes those actions, being loving and kind, is not easy. And sometimes it costs us something, right? Sometimes it costs us something. It has cost me something. It has caused a ripple that I am dealing with that is painful. And going back to Dr. John Deloney, I'm going to talk about him almost every stream. Sorry, I just love him. Love him, love him, love him. Dr. John says, all we can do is be somebody who shows up in the way that when we look in the mirror, we're proud of who we see. And that's what I want to be more than anything else in this moment and in every moment. But more than that, because I, like I said, I am a person of faith, and I believe that there is a God that has created me, and that the whole point of me being here is to be loving and kind and bring glory to Him. So that's what I'm doing here. And if I can't look in the mirror and say, Faith, did you do all those things today? Were you loving and kind? Did you bring glory to God? Did you do something that would impact people and send your ripple out? And I don't want to have to look at myself at the end of the day and go, man, I totally sucked today. Right? I want to be able to look at myself in the mirror and go, you know what? Today you did the very best that you could do. That doesn't mean I am going to be perfect, because I'm not. Huh. I have so many people that I could line up and they would tell you that I am far from perfect. So maybe that would be fun. Maybe someday I'll have a whole bunch of guests that can tell you how imperfect I am. That would be fun. I can think of a bunch of people that I could tell you about. I could bring on my neighbors from when I had my house in Tarpon. They were special people. Special people. Again, keep in mind, I was there first. I'd had my house there for many years. And they moved in and immediately started dictating how everyone in the neighborhood was going to act. based on their New York experience. It just keeps happening to me. Like, it happens all the time. But it's good practice, guys. It's good practice to be loving and kind. Great practice. And I'm thankful for it. Really thankful. I truly am. Okay, so, wow. We've made it through the whole stream. The stream didn't crash. We had to use the mirror, but that's okay. Hopefully everything worked out really great on your end. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for hanging in there with me. And stay until the end of the stream. It really, really means so much to me. So we're going to just go back through one more time real quick, and then I'm going to go. It's going to seem like I do nothing but go out to lunch. I don't just go out to lunch, and I don't spend a lot of money. On Thursday, I went out to lunch with my daughters. We had a great time. We went to this pizza buffet. It was fabulous. It was authentic Italian homemade pizza. It was really great. And they had soup too, this spinach and rice soup, which was really fantastic too. Okay, but I didn't pay for that meal, right? I wouldn't have gone. If I had to pay for the meal, I wouldn't have gone. Today, I am going to go out to lunch, and I'm going to go out to a lunch with a friend. And she has been going through a hard time, but she just got a medical diagnosis that she is cancer-free, right? She was going through a really scary time where there was a possibility of cancer, and she just got told yesterday that she is cancer-free. So, man, we are going to go out and celebrate. We're going to Cracker Barrel, baby. What do you think about Cracker Barrel? It's not for everyone. Anyway, so I'm going to go out to lunch, and today I'm going to have to pay, and that's okay. It's in the budget. I have a little tiny bit of budget for things like that because it's important to me. That connection is important. So it's worth it to spend that money every once in a while. Okay, so I think that's all I've got for today. Again, please, 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 if this show means anything to you, this hour that I spend here doing this, putting myself out there, if that means anything to you and you know someone that you could share the show with and they could subscribe so that eventually we don't have to do this mirror thing and I don't have to jump out through all these hoops, that would be so helpful for me. It's just a small ask on my end, and if you could do that for me, I would really, really appreciate it. It just says that, yes, I believe in this community that you are building and I want to be a part of it. So thank you for that. If you can take the time to subscribe. A good idea also would be to hit the notification bell so that you know when I'm going live, and hopefully the stream won't mess up. And then if it does mess up, if you've hit the notification bell, then it'll just direct you right to the next live stream. So that is an easy way to get that notification if you hit the bell and select all notifications. So that's all I've got. I have talked myself out, and I'm going to go get something to eat and enjoy my day. I probably, I found this amazing library yesterday. I won't tell you about it today, but I found this amazing place yesterday that, again, someone had told me, oh man, don't ever go there. Don't ever go there because it's not a safe place for you to go. So I decided, well, what can it hurt, right? What can it hurt? So I went, and it was amazing. I'll tell you about that maybe Thursday. Okay, so on Thursday, let's figure out what we're going to talk about. I have a whole list of stuff that we can talk about. Some of the things that are on my mind and on my heart right now are a couple of things. So we could continue with the colors of heaven. I've talked about blue. I haven't told you the amazing story about green. So do you want to hear the green story on Thursday? Or the other thing that is really, really on my heart so strong is the whole thing that's happening right now about the YouTubers that had a baby, were pregnant with a baby with Down syndrome and chose abortion in that moment. And it's creating this whole chaos on the internet right now. So it's something that I would like to discuss, and I think it's important to discuss. I'm actually going to go talk to my mom about it tomorrow, and I'm going to see what she has to say, because she has faced challenges where if maybe her parents, if the technology had been available, she was an oopsie baby. She was born when my grandparents were much older, and probably if times had been different and the technology had been available, I could see there being a possibility of them saying, you know what, we're not going to be able to deal with this. And so it's something that's very important to me and very personal for me. So yeah, that might be Thursday. So let me know. Let me know. You want to talk about colors? You want to talk about the YouTubers? What do you guys want to talk about? Let me know. Leave a comment. That would be so great. And we'll see what Thursday brings. We'll just wait and see. Okay? If no one has told you today, you are amazing, just as you are. In this community, we don't need to put on a mask. We can just be who we are. We can be real people with real hurts and real painful stuff going on, and that's okay. We can be exhausted, like I was at my parents' last night, and that's okay. Yeah, we're okay as we are. And we're going to be loving and kind. We're going to try every day to be a little bit better at that. That would be so awesome. Okay, 11:40. I gotta go, but lots and lots and lots of love to you all. I really, really mean that. I think about you guys all the time, and I pray for whoever is watching this stream that you will be blessed, and that if there's any way I can help, please reach out. And my email address is in the channel page. You can find my email address there, and feel free to email me anytime. I gotta run, but I will see you again Thursday. Same time, same channel. I hope that you will be there. Lots of love. I gotta figure out how to end the stream now. I don't know how to. That's the only thing that I didn't figure out, is how to end the stream. Oh boy. Okay. I gotta figure out how to end the stream now. Oh boy. What happened? How do I do that now? Okay. End stream. Here it is. I found it, guys. Bye for now. Gotta go.